Well, here's an example.
Okay.
How's
So,
that for a stereotype?
number one, so I hear you say that all Native Americans scalp people, my belief. I've read stories and know the strength and the depth and the variety in the Native Americans, the first people in our nations, the cities, all that they did. Three. If it wasn't for the Native Americans, we wouldn't, our country wouldn't have been settled without their help. Four.
Interesting point.
And what do you think about changing the names of the school's mascots to something else?
Name them after Hispanic Americans.
Right. Okay,
They
so
deserve,
that's
they deserve more
so I'm
fame.
just going to say. So I mean, it was on the spot. That
Okay.
wasn't perfect, but you know
I'm
what?
being a little
You didn't
flippant.
get away with that statement, even
Right.
though it was flippant.
Right.
I said something, and I don't care if I'm stumbling. I don't care if my sentences are, and I'm a little nervous when I'm done. I did not let you sit there and say something
Okay.
that I knew was wrong.
Yeah, but they could have done all these other positive things, but my poor scalping still doesn't get cured. I'd have to go, and while you're here, and go to the barber shop, give to the needy, and then when you cut off some of those strands there, I'll bring my Elmer's pot of glue and just attach the missing links. How's that for quick recovery?
Right. Well, okay. We could do that.
I love to banter. You do too.
Yes.
Okay.
So what? When
What should the open-minded people of Salem and Kaiser do during Black History Month, not as a make nice gesture, but as a commitment to a more just society that people of any color or faith should feel equally as comfortable and not looked down upon as an elitist type of thing, looking down on so-called lower.
I think any oppression
Yeah.
relates to all oppressions. And so whenever there's discrimination or negative thoughts or statements about any group, not just African Americans, I like to say people of African descent now, you know, our words change over time,
Yeah.
that we should make a stand and say, not in my presence, not with me. You're not going to say, oh, I want to have things nice and I want to be seeing social justice, but then in your family you make negative comments.
Right.
And so that four-step process is one way to begin to disrupt racism at that kind of level. And I think that, I know the subtitle of this article is a good one, and it says, acknowledging our possible biases and working together openly is essential for developing community. And that one step that everyone can take whenever you're honoring a specific group of people, or like we won't talk about White History Month, White History Year, and Black History Month. We won't do that. But is to acknowledge that we might have something. I know I have biases. I remember when there was someone of short stature who was in our department, and I didn't know how to approach him. Does he want me, or someone in a wheelchair, do you want me to stand up or get down to you when I talk to you? And I went, ask. Oh, what's easier than that? What do you want me to call you, Jean? Well, Jean, but if you want to know if my racial label, I prefer this or that. I mean, how easy is that to ask the question? So I think the willingness to talk openly is probably the most important thing
Open
that anyone
dialogue.
can do in Black
And
History
we
Month.
shouldn't be ashamed of admitting frailties.
Exactly.
It's part of the human equation.
That's
You know,
exactly
I'm
right.
on the short side, and that's probably why I quickly identified with all kinds of minorities, whether racial or religious,
Yeah.
height-wise. A few years ago, I actually appeared before Salem's Human Rights Commission and suggested that they have a resolution, if not a law, that prohibits bias against height and weight. San Francisco has it. Santa Cruz has it. We could be the first city in Salem to have an affirmative action. Let's just talk about the employment thing. You should not be denied a job unless you're a jockey and 7'10", or you should not be denied promotional opportunities because of height or weight, unless it's really something that obstructs your ability to fulfill that job. But I think personally, and I've known of others, that some companies or agencies deny short people promotion to managerial jobs because they don't think that a tall person will necessarily listen to a short person. And that's the kind of discrimination we don't talk about openly.
But don't you think that also that having that difference within yourself has caused you to be stronger in some other ways? Yeah.
I'm tenacious, if not vivacious.
Right. You're tenacious and vivacious. Right. Going to hang on to those things that make us strong. I mean,
And to quote Mr. Obama, I'm somewhat audacious.
One of my good friends in Portland, it was a principal for many years, is under 5 feet. And of course, she ruined her feet wearing high heels, but she is so strong. She knows what she wants, and she's
determined.
Stands
what
up.
I kiddingly say, is that the good Lord made me short, so when they have a drive-by shooting, I could duck the bullets. The tall ones become better targets. So there, you tall ones out there, remember, it's a liability in a cross shooting and all. We have about 2 minutes left. Let's give a final message during these 2 minutes, something uplifting, so that our friends here in Salem and Kaiser could profit from hearing us and move on with their lives with some actions, not just words floating in their heads.
Right. And I like that you said about action, because words flowing around your head, good intentions, are not enough. And the actions can be extremely small, such as speaking up if you hear a comment that's wrong, or seeing someone who is in need in any way and reaching out. But I think that making a difference and knowing that that goes out in the circles is a key. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how to say it so it doesn't sound trite.
Right.
But I know that that little rock that goes out, you do, a teacher says something to a child and that child becomes or doesn't become something. And we have that ability to smile at someone who we may be having a rough time because of some action against them, and we don't know it. And maybe that smile will have them open up the conversation and make more of a community.
Yeah, so this is also Brotherhood Month. February is Brotherhood Month and Black History Month combined. And it's also Valentine's Month, an opportunity for us to share our love of each other on the human planet. We don't have to wait till aliens from space attack us to close ranks and unite our forces. So I'd like to all ask you for Make a Difference this year, coming in Make a Difference Day in October, and for the entire month, let us show human love in its essence and try to make the United States truly united. That's the goal, and that's the dream. I too have a dream. Thank you for tuning in. Lee Coyne signing off. Bye for now.
Thank you.